Top Clack mode. Yeah, I'm good.
I made sure to go live right before as you were doing that because that was just too funny to not show. Um,
Thanks. Okay, my camera looks really weird. I'm just gonna brighten my
does
camera
it?
up. I didn't realize it looked quite so weird.
It's all good. It's not too bad. This is the pre-show is the perfect time for this. I need to move some things around
Yeah,
on the screen, anyways. Hello,
yeah.
everyone. Welcome,
I feel
welcome to
like
the
that's better.
pre-show. We're slightly late today, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm
No,
gonna
we're exactly on time. It is exactly on time right
I'm
now.
gonna
It's
adjust
exactly on time.
Jay's camera a little bit on the fly so he doesn't look eight
Oh,
inches taller than me.
that's because I ran and flicked that light switch, and then when I came back, I'm probably sat in a slightly different position.
Yeah. Um, you looked a lot taller than me, and obviously I can't have that happening, Jay. So
I mean, well, it'd be nice to be taller than you just for 1 minute, right? That'd be nice.
just for a minute, all right. People,
Just for a minute.
I I'm used to being the tall one, Jay. I can't handle anything else. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the pre-show. Rabbit Sensei, hello. Nerdy, Arcana, Static Age, the Mr. Mar, Vogon, hello. Welcome. Happy to see all you guys.
Great folks there in chat. Some great folks.
Yeah, really premium people we got today. I like
Yeah,
I like describing
just
people
the
as,
most premium.
premium.
Premium people. I like that. I like that.
Is that like offensive? That's not offensive, right?
Ooh. No. Well, to the people we don't put in the premium camp, I guess it's
Well,
offensive.
if you watch Top Clack, you're premium. There, covered all of our bases, Jay. Easy.
Ooh,
Okay.
very nice.
Yeah. My poor wife. How do I break the news to her that she's not premium?
Don't, Jay. Don't worry. I'll do it for you. I'll tell her.
Oh,
You don't
okay,
need.
it's fine. Yeah, yeah. Your funeral. Your funeral.
I've had a good run. Poncho Freedom, thank you so much for the 11 months. What's up, guys?
Thank you, man. Thank you so
We're
much. Thank you.
we're doing well. At least I
Yeah.
am. Jay's probably tired as hell, but
I am
we're
tired as hell. I'm good.
yeah.
I'm
Our,
good.
our lives could be
Huey
so
with the
much
21
worse.
months as well. Yeah, Huey with the 21 months as well. Thank you so much, Huey. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you. That's a long time.
21 months is huge.
Arcana says I'm premium. I agree. We got Clay
You're,
here.
you're here in chat. That was
That was like the
the way to
prerequisite.
qualify. It was
Yeah.
it was the qualification, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Damage point Clay says I'm here to win game. Okay, fair enough. We'll explain the game in a little bit once a little more people roll around, so we don't have to do too much explaining multiple times. It should be
Yeah.
pretty
Fun.
pretty fun though. Pretty casual, pretty funny, pretty silly, and pretty fun as well. And it will be somewhat interactive as well. So if you guys feel like playing in chat, you guys will have a chance to kind of chime in. Should be good. Huey says, "I'm here to lose the game." Don't worry, there are no winners and losers except for all the winners and losers.
You already win by watching Top Clack.
You're already premium, baby. Let's get it. As I
It's
spill
not
more coffee to
marbles,
myself.
no, Punch Frito. It's not
No, it's
marbles.
not
No, it's
marbles.
something a little bit more. A little bit more.
I was like,
What's
I feel like
the
such a.
word? Sensitive, and
It's yeah.
it's something. It's different. I can't think of the right descriptive word, but it's something.
It's certainly a lot more personal. You could say that.
Hmm.
It's
It is more personal. Yeah.
yeah. Maybe a little bit more inventive than just a marble race.
Yeah.
Tic
Yeah.
tac toe? No, we're
It's.
not quite that fancy.
Can you imagine tic tac toe online? That would be the epitome of gaming streams, I think.
Marbles, real talk though, marbles on stream was like the biggest thing for quite a while. Like every streamer was doing it, which I
Do you
get.
know what
I
I
mean,
did see the other day that was really fun? I saw two streamers and they were playing Guess Who. They were playing Guess Who against each other, and they were doing like a multicast stream. So they were both streaming, and you could see who they had on their tray, and obviously you couldn't see who the other person had. But they were basically questioning each other, and you had to have both channels open, and they were knocking them down. So chat knew, of course, who had who, but yeah, it was really interesting. It was kind of like one of the weirdest things I've seen. It was something quite entertaining. I genuinely enjoyed it
yeah,
playing Guess Who.
that sounds pretty cool. Yeah. Poncho Frito says, "Well, interest has now peaked." Yes, it's gonna be fun. Are we playing a Saw-esque game? Uh no.
I mean, we could play it for body parts if you like. We could build
Dude,
that modifier
I
in, sure.
can't. I've watched the first few Saw movies. I don't think I could ever watch anymore. They were kind of hard to watch. I'm not a big fan of that like cringe, like hard to look away kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, like Hostel, where they cut the eyeball out.
Yeah,
No,
no, no.
yeah.
The,
I
the
like a good
the
horror movie. I'm not good with gore.
the one part that always stands out to me in the Saw series, and I don't remember which movie this is, or I don't remember like any of the characters' names or backstories or whatever, but there was like one guy strapped to like this like plate that was like behind him or whatever, and it like rotated his limbs until they like were like all the way rotated and broken and like falling out or whatever, and I was it just makes me like cringe every time I think about it.
Interesting.
I
Interesting.
hate that scene so much, so much. Like the entire premise of the movie is to make you feel like as uncomfortable as possible, right? Like that's
Yeah, yeah.
so
That's what I dislike about them. Yeah.
so big surprise. I like being comfortable, so I'm not a big fan of the uncomfortable movies.
Yeah. I don't mind a good horror movie, but I'm not one for gore for the sake of it being gory. Like, does that make sense? Like, I don't mind a little bit of gore, but I don't
Yes,
want it to be
yes,
just gratuitous violence just because it can be gratuitous violence in a really ultra realistic way. I'm not about that. I do like a good horror film.
yes,
Final
yes.
Destination's kind of cool because it's kind of a good concept. At least the first couple of movies are okay. The latter ones were a bit weird. I didn't really enjoy those, but the first one or two, they were quite good films.
Nice, nice. What is this? Did you just put up a poll? What is this?
Nope, nope.
This one of the mods? What is this? Predict?
I have no idea who did it. I thought you'd done it while I was talking
It
because it
was
came up while I
not
was
me.
talking.
It was not me.
I'm guessing it was Gia. I'm guessing it's our worst mod, which is Gia.
Geo shouldn't even be here. He has things he has to go do.
Is he?
I don't know what. I don't even know how this works.
You
Do you have to use
you're
channel
supposed to
points to
vote
do it?
with channel points. Yeah, you're supposed to use channel points.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Fair enough. Oh, it's one of those like wagers things, like where you win channel points if you win the prediction or whatever. Is that how it works? I'm not a good enough streamer to know this. I was the only voter. I won. Nice. And you get an icon for winning too. That's all right. That's cool. There you go. You're
nice. You even got the little icon.
you're
Yeah.
officially the most premium right now. Oh my
Prediction
gosh.
is yeah. Geo being Geo. Geo doing Geo things.
Oh Geo. Uh, yeah, no. Okay. Unsure if you just described Final Destination or Fast and Furious. Well, that's the fun of the show, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Point taken. Point taken.
Yes, get out of here, Gio. Go do the things you got to do. Go be a good dad. That's more important than being here. Should have been Yas. I agree.
Shouldn't it be yachts? I thought yachts was the thing, right?
Yachts, like with a T.
Yeah, yachts. Yeah,
Yachts.
yachts.
What
That's
it,
that's what I see everyone posting everywhere.
I don't know. Oh, you mean like YOTS, like Year of the '60s.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Yachts.
Hashtag yachts. That's right. You're not 49, Geo. What the heck? Liar. You liar.
How did he mistype the 9 for a 0?
I don't know. That's just classic Geo. 40 is the new 20. Oh my gosh. Did I miss the game? No. You're just in time. We're in just a moment. We're going to be explaining how the game works. It's relatively simple, thankfully, so you guys don't have to worry too much.
Mm,
There will be a little bit of chat involvement as well, as much as you'd like,
yeah,
rather. Yacht? Yes, exactly. Yes. See, that's what I thought Jay was
yeah,
saying. That's why I was like, what is that? What does that have to do with anything?
yeah. Well, I have like 6 yachts, right?
Oh well, I mean, naturally, as a keyboard vendor, you're a trillionaire. So
Yeah, sure, yeah, okay, yeah.
I've seen the prototypist streamliner outside my window.
Can you imagine? Can you
It
imagine? Oh my-
has your Boeing 757 or whatever, and your premium helicopter that's piloted by Arcana, the most premium viewer right now.
Sure, sure. I mean, in all fairness, Prototypist as an entity does have a company vehicle, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it's a
That's
thing.
pretty cool. Yeah. Streaking Bison
Yeah.
saying that
Uh,
made Jay literally laugh out loud. Classic. Yeah, I'm in the zone today, guys. I'm feeling good today.
he's got me on the hook and he
Yeah,
keeps reeling me in. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Usually Jay's the one on the ball, and I'm falling behind, but not today, baby. Not today. You'll love to see it. Is absolutely right. Which vehicle specifically, Jay? It's the plane.
Well,
He's got like the Air Force
I,
One.
it's not a plane. It's technically it has two, but it will be going back to one. So it had one originally, which was a little green pickup truck. So it's a 1989 Volkswagen Caddy pickup truck. It's actually parked outside right now, and it'll have been on my Insta stories today. She's amazing. I've driven her a few thousand miles now. Had her for about a year. She's called Pete. Um, yeah, it's a great little pickup truck.
She's called Pete.
But she's called Pete. Yeah, yeah,
Pete. Okay.
she's called Pete.
Okay.
Yeah. All cars are female, but this one's called Pete.
But you okay?
But yeah, it's going to get sold. It's going to get sold soon because Prototypist does have another vehicle coming, which is pretty cool. It's a Tesla, so that's on order.
Wow.
Yeah, the
That's
company car.
super cool. Super cool.
Yeah, yeah. The main reason for it is, and we're talking way aside here, but as an entity, Prototype is 100% carbon neutral. We're completely and utterly carbon neutral. And when I worked out the actual cost of making the company carbon neutral with a diesel truck, it actually made more sense to buy an electric car because it's actually cheaper and still better for the environment, even with the carbon footprint that the electric vehicle has to be produced. So we did that, and yeah, it's all on order, and it should be later on this year whenever they have the car ready for me.
Nice. That's super cool, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Keepcast is asking which Tesla.
Just a Model 3, long range version. That's all it is. Yeah.
Nice.
Nothing fancy. Didn't need to go for the top end one or a Model S or a Model X or anything like that. Just something basic to run packages around in and visit vendors, suppliers, manufacturers, all that kind of stuff as well. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And congrats on the carbon neutralness too. That's good to hear.
Yeah, we've
Glad
been
that's going
fully
well.
carbon neutral. Yeah, we've been fully carbon neutral for over a year now, and we've got some really cool stuff. Like all of the clothing that we wear in the workshop. So when I'm here or when anybody's working for me is here as well, like Mel who packs packages and stuff. We all wear clothing that comes from a company called Ten Tree, and they plant 10 trees for every single item of apparel that you buy from them, and it's all carbon neutral. Everything we ship is carbon neutral. Every piece of packaging we have is carbon neutral. Anything that we do buy that's not biodegradable, like plastic parts or things that we make, are either reusable and also have their carbon offset as well. So yeah, it's a whole lot of work just to manage that side of the business, to be honest. But it's good.
You're doing all the good work, Jay. We love to see it. DJ Sato, thank you so much for the 11 months.
Yeah, thank you, man. 11 months, almost a
Yeah.
year. One more month, and it will be your top client birthday.
Wow. So you got Top Clack babies and Top Clack birthdays. All right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what you do for family, man. You have babies with them, and you celebrate their birthdays.
Whoa! 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 All right. I think we need to start the show. I'm gonna roll the intro, and we're gonna go ahead and get right into what we're doing today, which should be quite a lot of fun, hopefully. Hey, oh, exactly. Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Top Clack. I'm Quakeums, that's Jay. We talk about keyboards and keyboard-related things, and yeah, you're in for another ridiculously silly episode today. Yes, we do, Jay. Sometimes we do,
Sometimes
or
okay.
at least we pretend to. We at least pretend to sometimes. But you know that's just how it is. I think I already know the answer to this one though. But how are you doing today, Jay?
I'm all right. I'm in good spirits, but I'm very tired. It's been a very, very, very long week, but we're good. It's good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, Jay has been putting about 38 hours a day into Prototypist, so he's been
Yeah.
pretty run ragged lately.
Yeah.
So we're happy to have him with us this Friday, and he's currently awake, which is cool. So
For now,
yeah,
at least, I
for
might fall
now.
asleep later on. But yeah. For now, I'm awake. Yeah.
That's right.
Is there any rules on being asleep on stream? I'm sure Twitch
No.
wouldn't like that. I'm sure
No,
Twitch
you
hate.
can sleep on stream. Yeah, so like a lot
Oh,
of
really?
the
Wow.
yeah, a lot of the people that are going for like the longest streams, like who was it? Ludwig recently that streamed for 30 days.
Wow.
Yeah, the stream going for I think it was 30 days. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm not sure other streamers have done sort of similar things, but yeah, so you have to sleep, right? So you just sleep on stream. It's just as simple as
Wow.
that. Yeah. There you go. I
Wow.
mean
I did not
that's
know that. I did not know that was a thing.
yeah. Yeah. So you could totally sleep, but I'd appreciate it if you didn't, at least for the next like hour and a
I
half.
will try not to. I will try my hardest not to. But I didn't know it was a thing that you could sleep on stream. I assumed that it would be against Twitch's terms of service, but glad to know it's
You
not.
would think that it might be, but somehow it's not. So there you go.
Good
Not too
to
bad.
know.
Yeah. So when we do our sleeping streams in the future, we'll know. We'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll be good. All right. So today, guys, we're going to be playing a little bit of a game, and this is sort of based on what was it called, Jay?
It's a UK TV show called "Would I Lie to You?" Now we've tweaked it a little bit. We have tweaked the format a little bit, but it's called "Would I Lie to You?" Shall I go over the idea, the rules, and
Sure.
how
Yeah.
we're going to play it? Yeah. So basically, what's going to happen is during the stream, Brian and I are going to have a few different scenarios that we're going to talk about. Some of them will be real. Some of them will be not real. At the end of each scenario, we'll be able to ask each other questions, and we have to work out which ones are lies and which ones are the truth. Now, we only have 3 questions, and Brian and myself, we can talk about the scenarios as much or as little as we'd like. We can embellish as much or as little as we'd like. It's up to us how much detail we give. But the idea is to try and find out if I would lie to Brian or if Brian would lie to me. So we're going to try that out. We're going to take it in turns. We're not going to reveal the ultimate answers until the end of the stream, and you guys will be able to vote on each scenario whether you think it's real or whether you think it's fake. Now the catch to this is it's all based around our experiences in keyboards. So some of these will be, or all of them will be, very
All of them.
heavily related to keyboards or some experience within the keyboarding world. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to play. There could be all 3 true, there could be all 3 false, there could be 1 false, 2 true, you name it, any combination across both of us. We don't know, and you guys don't know. The only people who know are Brian for his scenarios and me for mine, and we'll see where we get to at the end. But it should be quite fun. We'll try and make them as fun as possible to talk about, and yeah, ask questions in chat as well if you want to.
Yeah, and one thing to keep in mind is obviously just like our usual streams, this is all for fun. It's all for casual. You know, there's no hard feelings or whatever. And you guys can be as interactive as you want. So like Jay mentioned, we each have 3 scenarios that we're going to go through, and we're going to alternate. I'll do one, then Jay will do one, back and forth until we've completed all 3 scenarios apiece for a total of 6 scenarios. Each scenario, we get a maximum of 3 questions to ask at the end of each scenario, but we do not know at that point whether it's true or false until the very end of the stream. So that's when we're going to actually reveal which stories are true, which stories are false. So yeah, so that'll be pretty fun. And at the end of every scenario, we are going to put up a poll in chat, and you guys can vote whether it's true or false. And that way, you guys will know if you've won or not. I don't want to say like winners and losers because again, this is all for fun. But you know,
They've guessed correctly. They'll know if they've guessed correctly.
take it as
Yeah.
seriously as you want or not. But these are just you know, some silly stories / scenarios of things that maybe have or have not happened. And yeah, it should be pretty awesome. A quick preface, though, I'm gonna be completely melting all stream long because as of almost an hour from now, we have an excess heat warning in my area. So if I'm just sweating profusely on stream, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be melting all day. So sorry about that, guys.
I feel for you, man. I feel for you. Heat is something I'm not good at. Like I'm good with the cold weather. I'm terrible with the hot weather. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I feel
no, I
for
can
you, man.
handle the cold. It's the other thing that I can't. Am I ready for that 112-degree Sunday? No, I'm not. And see, it's really
What's
rough.
that in Celsius?
It's pretty high, but one of the bad things about, well, I say bad, but I guess only in this scenario, things about Washington is like it's always humid too because there's just water everywhere.
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
get so much rain year round too, so it's always so humid here. And yeah, we're gonna have several 100+ days coming up, and with high
I mean,
humidity, and that's
112 is 44 Celsius because I work in Celsius. That's nuts hot.
it's
Like the only
very
time I've ever experienced heat that high was when I was in places like Egypt and stuff like that. Even 100 is like the top end of what we could possibly get as a hot day here in the UK. That's nuts. That's really
yeah.
nuts.
And this is very unusual for this area, right? Because usually a lot of places in Washington really aren't that different from a lot of places in the UK. So
Yeah, yeah.
this is highly unusual for us to
Yeah,
get
so your
this
summers will
many
usually
hot
be
days.
around 80, 85, right? That's where you'd usually be around in
Yeah,
summer.
yeah, I would say the hotter days would be like the higher 80s in Fahrenheit. So when it gets above 90, Washingtonians are like, this is uncomfortable, and now we're gonna have quite a few days above 100. So that's not too fun for us. And a lot of people out here, we don't. Not everyone has air conditioning because you don't need it here usually. So that's gonna not be too fun. But I'm not gonna think about that. We're gonna play some fun games here on stream. We're gonna have a good time with each other in chat, and yeah, we're gonna have a good day. So how should we start this, Jay? Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Yeah, you go first. You go first. You tell me your first scenario. I'll ask you some questions at the end with some help from chat. Chat can help me pick the questions I ask you, and then we'll make a guess and we can reveal right at the very end of the stream
Sure,
whether I
sure,
was right
okay.
or not.
Yeah, and we'll get ready to do a quick poll on this too, whether chat believes this is true or false. So here we go. Starting out, here's my first scenario of something that has happened. So may or may not have happened, as the game goes. So my first scenario is dating back to, I believe it was the 2018 Seattle Winter Meetup. So it wasn't one of the big summer meetups. It was one of the much smaller, more local Seattle keyboard meetups in the winter. We had it at the LCM, which shout out to them. They closed because of the pandemic, which was really unfortunate because it was a phenomenal venue for meetups, as well as just
Was that the
overall.
Living Computer Museum? Is that what it's
Yes,
called?
yes, the
Yeah.
Living Computers Museum, amazing place. It really was, and I hate to sidetrack here, but it really was an awesome place, and it shut down because of the pandemic, and that's really big sad. But anyways, yeah. So back then we were there. We were at the meetup. I first met Nebulant. You might know as a kind of a resident color expert, if you will. He does other things too, of course,
Okay. Okay.
but he's
Yep.
kind of known as a color guy. And yeah, so I met him there for the first time in person, and we I walked up to him, and he just bopped me right in the face. Not hard, but he just kind of bopped me right in the face on the forehead, and I was like, well, hello to you too. And we kind of started spreading this rumor that he punched me in the face at the meetup because he hates me or something. And we were spreading that
Wow.
rumor for a while, and that was kind of fun too. But obviously, him and I are friends. It's not a big deal. So yeah, so that was true or false. Did that happen, guys? Let's hear it.
Wow.
Obviously, Jay, you get a maximum of 3 questions. You can use questions from chat. I think that's totally fine. But you get a maximum of 3 questions to ask, and then we'll learn later after we're done with this entire segment whether that and the rest of the stories are true or false.
Okay, so I'm going to put the poll up first, so people can do it, or can guess whether it's true or false. I'm just going to pop that up now. um, I guess my first question, before I let chat help me pick some questions, is going to be: was this pre-arranged? Is this something that you guys pre-arranged, or did it just happen on the day? Did he just literally walk up? You had no idea, and he was just going to bop you in the face. Was it like it pre-arranged,
I
or?
had no idea. It was not prearranged. And I will mention for the poll, you say punch. Punch was a little excessive. He didn't actually punch me. It was definitely a much lighter, more friendly bop.
No, but that was the rumor that you spread, right? You
Yes, the
spread
rumor that we spread was that he just completely decked me in the face.
Okay, interesting. Okay, I've never heard about this. So if this is true, I feel like I would have heard about it. Life Alert has got the question. If anyone else has got any questions to ask Brian to ascertain whether he's telling the truth or not, let me know now.
Yeah.
This is can you better describe the bop in the face? Tell us more about the bop. What was the bop like?
Okay. Is this
Describe it a bit
this
more.
will be your second question? Are you?
This is my second
Okay.
question. Yeah,
Okay.
my second question. Yeah.
He made a fist, but he hit me with the bottom of it on the forehead. So it was like a bop. It wasn't like a punch in the face with his knuckles.
Okay. And to describe it more, this isn't another question. To get some more information out here, where on your face was it? Whereabouts did he bop you?
Forehead.
Right on your forehead. So he just literally came up to you and went like that into your forehead.
Yeah, well, with the bottom of his fist, not the top.
Yeah, I can't do the bottom of my fist into my own head, but yeah,
Oh yes,
yeah,
yes, of course.
yeah. Okay. Okay. So chat's come up with a third question from Huey. He says, "Was it a deserved bop?" So this is question three. Did
This
you
is your third
deserve it?
question. Yep. Did I
Yeah.
deserve
Did
it?
you deserve it?
I don't think so. I mean, it was the first interaction I had with him in person. This was my first time meeting him. That was the first thing that happened. So I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
Neb and I have always been friends, but again, like it's not like it really hurt. It wasn't like a punch. So it was. I guess it was deserved. I don't know. He might have felt it was deserved, obviously, because he did it. So
Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm. Wow. Okay. I don't know what chat's thinking on this one because this is really tearing me up. Like I feel like if this had been real, I would have heard someone tell this story to me before. Like I feel like someone would have told me this story before in chat or in Seattle or something. I feel like I can't have known you for the past 4 years or however long we've been friends and not have heard this story. Like that just feels like it's not possible. But at the same time, when you talk about it, you tell it with real conviction. Like you're not like you are dead certain yourself. So this is either you're an incredibly good liar because when you talk about this, you are dead certain in your facial expressions that it actually happened. I'm gonna guess that it's true. I know that chat's got another minute or two left to decide, but chat's saying it's false. I'm gonna guess that it's true. So I'm gonna write down that I guessed on your first one that it was true. I think Neb did bop you in the face, and that you told everyone
you
that he'd actually punched you.
you really
But
never heard that rumor? I
no,
could
I've
have.
never heard that.
Huh. I
I've
could have.
never heard that.
Neb and I were joking about it for quite a while after the meetup. I'm
Interesting.
surprised. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. So
More
we'll.
people think it's false than think it's true. Six people voted that it's false so far. I know the vote's still going, but 6 people have said that it's false, and
Well,
only 3 people said it's true.
we'll find out later. We'll let chat finish this vote out. Perfect. Jay will obviously finalize his vote now. Jay, you said true, correct?
I think it's true, but I'm really doubting myself on saying that it's
Okay.
true.
Well,
I
you know what?
genuinely am
You
doubting
can have.
myself.
How about this? You can have until chat is done too. So once that timer runs out,
Right.
that's when you have to make your decision before that ends.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
That
Okay.
seems fair, right?
Truth. Streaking Bison says truth is stranger than fiction sometimes. Yeah. I mean, well, everyone's saying that this is false. Like the vast majority of people think this is false.
It is currently
But the way
winning 10 to
Brian
4 false. Yeah.
Yeah, the way Brian tells this, it sounds like it's a true story. Like just the conviction in his face when I'm watching the stream back, because I've got the stream playing here in front of me. Like the conviction in your face when you talk about it, and that little smile there, that little smile, yeah. Either you're the best liar I've ever met,
Maybe
or
Brian
I don't want to
punched
play
him.
poker with you. I know that. I don't want to play poker with you. I know that much. Like I don't want to play poker with you anymore. That's
I don't know. I'm pretty rusty on poker. I'm still pretty rusty.
like
It's been a while.
I'm. Yeah. Okay. So
To,
vote's just about up. I'm gonna stick with my answer. I'm gonna go against the chat, and I'm gonna say it's true. But we'll find out at the end of the stream. Of course, we'll find out at the end of the stream.
okay, so the vote is. Did the vote finish? Oh, there we go. Okay, so the vote just
Yeah.
finished.
So I'm just gonna make a note that chat said false,
Okay.
and then we can keep my
Chat.
score versus your score versus chat's score. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you're gonna keep track of all the scores.
Yeah. I'll keep track of all the scores. I'm writing them all down. Yeah. I'm writing them all down. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Someone said maybe Brian punched Neb. I did not punch Neb.
Okay. We know Brian is the poker champ. Yeah. Well, that's what worries me because Brian does.
Yeah.
He knows how to play
I
poker
used to
and he
play
knows
poker.
how to bluff. Yeah. I don't know if you still do, but I know you used to play a lot.
It's been a while since I've like genuinely played for money. I played a little bit with Clay and Visionaire the other night, actually on Discord. Probably for like
Okay.
a few minutes though. That was fun. Anyways, yeah, moving on. So that was my my first scenario. We completed that one. Chat said 11 you voted false, 4 of you voted true. So chat voted false, Jay voted true. We'll find out if that's true or false towards the end of the stream. And now Jay will give me his first scenario, and the situation will be reversed, and I will have to guess whether it's true or false.
Yeah, yeah. So this is another meetup related happening, and this was really early on back in, I think it was a 2016 meetup here in the UK. I think it was 2016. It might have been early 2017. I can't remember exactly, but this was before I was really streaming much. It was before I was doing much in the community. It's before I was, known for doing anything in the community or anything. And I went to one of the meetups and I took a few boards with me. Everyone had some boards there. We had a really good day. And one of the things that they do at the UK meetups is to kind of have like a vote that a load of like the people who are organising it do about which is the best keyboard in the show. You know, who's done a really good build job, who's done the best customization. They have like different awards for different things. And one of the awards is for best in show. So if you've ever seen like a dog show or like any other type of like presentation show, like the Chelsea Flower Show or whatever, they always have like an award for the best presented in the show. And they do this. So the way it worked in the UK meetup was everyone was kind of there watching a little small stage that was set up at the front, and the people who'd arranged it and organised it were up there, and they basically started to describe this keyboard. So they described the keyboard, they described the colour of it, they described the switches that it was using, they described the keycaps that it was using, and I thought, this is my keyboard, and I started to make my way up towards the front of the stage to go on there to take the prize, and it turned out that two people there actually had exactly the same keyboard with the same key switches with the same keycaps, and it wasn't mine that had won.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah,
You said this was a 2016?
I think it
Is
was
that what you
late
said?
2016 or early 2017. Yeah, late 2016 or early 2017. It was one of the two. Yeah, I can't remember exactly when it was.
Hmm. All right, so a late 2016, early 2017 UK meetup.
Yeah.
Two identical boards, and you thought you won kind of a best in show sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I thought I was the winner, and I'd actually started to go up to the stage because I thought they described my keyboard, and it turned out that two of us had built exactly the same specification of keyboard, the same keyboard in the same color with the same switches and the same keycaps, and it was the other guy that had won.
Okay. Okay. First question. Um,
Sure.
does it count as can I ask you to describe the keyboard? Is that too much of a question?
Yeah, no, I can describe the keyboard. It
Okay.
was a CA66, if you remember the
Yep.
CA66.
Okay.
They were both in the blue grey colorway,
That was
and we
popular.
both had, yeah, we both had clicky switches in it, and we both had the same keycap set on it as well. Which, if I remember rightly, was Red Samurai. I think it was Red Samurai that we both had on there. I'm trying to go from memory, but yeah, I think it was Red Samurai, and we both
Okay.
had box navy clicky switches in it.
Box navies. Okay. Box navies.
Ooh.
Red samurai.
I think it was Red Samurai, yeah.
Um,
But the keyboards are
do
definitely the same. CA66 in blue grey.
okay. Do you want to put up that poll? Can you Are you able to do that
Oh yeah,
for
yeah, I could do
chat?
that. Yeah.
That way chat can vote on this, and that'll give me a bit of a time bank for this. Okay, so I've expended one question. Chat has come up with 0 questions to ask for this scenario so far, which is fine. You certainly don't need to. But we'll get that poll up for you in just a second. You guys can vote on whether you think Jay is completely lying to us or that was a genuine story that actually happened. Okay, CA66, potentially Red Samurai, potentially Boxed Navies. Arcana says, I think true. Okay. Geo says, I'm dying. Why are you still here, Geo?
Yeah, go do fatherly
Go
things.
do, yeah, go do things. Let's see. Where's chat on this right now? Chat's kind of split on this. Okay, votes still coming in. Red Samurai is 2018. That's what I was thinking. Red Samurai is absolutely 2018, and I think Box Navies didn't exist until late 2017 or early 2018. So I'm really leaning towards this is a false story, which is kind of why I had to describe the board because if I could figure out which parts were from. Because 2016 is a long time ago in the keyboard hobby. It really is. Even late
Huge amount
2016,
of time ago. Yeah.
so many things have come out from like 2018 on that like you have a lot more limited things. But it's kind of believable. That does seem around the time that 2016, late 2016, 2017, where the CA66 saw a fair amount of popularity, especially in that blue gray colorway. That was a pretty popular board.
You do have two questions left to ask me,
That's
Brian. As well,
true.
you do
That's
have two
true.
questions left.
Does it count as a question if you're not able to remember the answer? For example, Hue is asking who is the owner of the winning board. If you don't, do you
I
remember who the winning
don't
board was?
know. No, I don't know
Okay.
the name of the person. Yeah, I think I only knew their Discord name at the time, and I can't remember who that was. Yeah, that doesn't count as a question. I
Okay,
can't give
that's
an
fine.
accurate answer on that.
That's
Yeah,
fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I think I think the board in question is actually on my Instagram. I think.
This is I. Yeah, chat. Okay, so chat's up to 7 false, 3 true, but no best in show board. Hey, the CA66 was kind of banging when it first came out.
I think it's still a great looking board.
Yeah, I think there are some configurations that still look really lovely on it. Um, I'm gonna be bold here. I don't think I need any more questions. I'm gonna say this is false. I think this is false. I think if you really did have box navies and red samurai, I think the timeline doesn't add up. So I'm gonna say this is false. I don't need any more questions.
You don't need any more
I don't need any
questions.
more
Wow. Okay, so
questions.
you're going
I'm
false.
going
Chat's still got a
false.
little
Yeah.
bit of time.
Chat has time.
Um,
Obviously, I could be wrong, but yeah, chat still has some time left. So feel free
okay.
to keep voting on that one, guys.
Okay. Interestingly enough, I have found the board, but it is definitely after a rebuild, and it is on my Instagram. The actual keyboard is there, but that picture was uploaded in 2019 to Instagram, and it's been completely rebuilt because it actually has CA60. It's a CA66 with tangerine switches and solarized dark at that point. So
Oh, I think I
yes,
remember that
yeah, it
picture
had
even.
been.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it had been completely redone and rebuilt by that point. But yeah, the board
that
is still the same.
yeah, man, that board really does look awesome with solarized dark too.
Yeah, yeah,
Did you have one of
it's
the
a good board.
HHKB versions with the badge?
I did. Yeah, hold on. Let me
Yeah,
share a link to the pic. There you go.
big fan
That's
of
the
the badge.
picture.
Yeah, nice, nice. Oh yeah, I remember this picture. Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Yeah, it's a good board as well.
That never gets old. Yeah, never gets old. Okay, yeah. So chat still has just a moment left on that. So we'll be fair and we'll let the clock run out there.
Letting that clock run out. There we
Navy's
go.
definitely not made in 2016. Methinks that's yeah, that's fair. That's what I believe too. But I mean, the timeline's also slightly up in the air, so you know we go with what we can. CA66 definitely cool. It's gorgeous. This doesn't sound good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's true. That's fair.
there's a lot of empty space there. That's fair.
Yeah. Geo, you need to get your mod skills out while you're still here.
Does he?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know.
Ah,
No,
ah.
no, no. All right, guys. So looks like we're about this poll's about to finish. We're 8-5 right now. False to true. Eight false, 5 true. CA66 is 50% murder weapons, 50% beautiful design. There's a lot more. If you're equating keyboards to murder weapons, there's way more murderous weapons than the CA66.
100% agree. I agree. Okay, I've noted down chat's answer. Chat did go with false. You went with false as well. So we'll see at the end of the show.
Yeah, yes we will. Yes we will. So again, yeah, we'll figure that out later. Good stuff there. And we'll move on to my second scenario. So this is another
Hmm.
meetup story, actually, and
Interesting.
this one's pretty interesting. So this is a bit of a throwback to the 2017 NorCal meetup, where I spent the previous night of the meetup at the Input Club headquarters, and let me tell you, those guys like to drink. So we had brought back numerous bottles of pretty nice whiskey to the Input Club headquarters that night, the night before the meetup, and we were just all just drinking. We were drinking so much, and we were just it was such a fun time because the it was like a lab, and it was like pretty cool. And Hata's entire collection was there. And he was just like pulling shit out and showing us, and that was like a really eye opening. Just like story aside, that was just such a super eye-opening experience for me to be
Okay.
among
Okay.
Hata's like 600 board collection, and like all of them are like super vintage things that you'll like never see ever in your entire life, and that was super
Okay.
cool. anyway, so we spent like that entire night drinking, and the meetup was kind of early. I think it was around like 10 a.m., but I was getting there with quite a few other people at like 8 a.m. to help set up. Because top it was Input Club event. They sponsor Top Clack. Huey was there. It was kind of like we were kind of doing it together as well. But yeah, so the previous night from the meetup, I was sharing a hotel with Tokyo Coffee Nerd, and
Oh wow.
it was a really fun time. Super cool guy, obviously. And we had taken a bottle of whiskey to our hotel to kind of share after everyone else went home at like midnight, because we were still up, we were still not really tired, we were still drinking. So
Gotcha.
we took a bottle of, I think it was like Hibiki or something, back to our hotel, and we were and him and I pretty much tore through the whole bottle, and we were already like kind of drunk, so we were pretty wasted. And like 4 or 5 a.m. rolls around, and like we were like, we just finished this bottle, and we were watching like Rick and Morty or something, and he falls asleep, and we were getting up at like 7 a.m. for this meetup, right? And it's like 5 a.m. right now, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm wasted. And so I go to bed. It's like 5 a.m. I get up at 7, and I am still just completely shit faced. And my friend, who was completely sober, was driving us to the meetup, thankfully. So I'm sure Alvin, Tokyo Coffee Nerd, was pretty wasted as well. So we roll up to the meetup, and we're not feeling it, right? It's like 7:30, 8 a.m., and we're just completely like between really drunk and quite hungover. And I went to the bathroom. This was at Nest headquarters, by the way. That's where this meetup was. And I went.
Wow. Okay.
It was amazing venue, super duper awesome. It was just not a very good time for me, because I was just like not feeling good the whole meetup, and I spent about 30 to 45 minutes of that meetup in the Nest headquarters bathroom, just puking my brains out. So there you go. That's that story. True or false, guys? Ask away, Jay.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. Uh, I need to think of some questions here. I mean, my first instinct is that you kind of. Oh, let me get the poll up. Actually, let me get the poll up.
Let's go pull it up.
Um, yeah, let's get the poll up. Did
Confirmed
uh,
Brian makes bad decision. It's true.
be drunk for a meetup?
I'm a pro at making bad decisions.
I
Yeah,
think everyone is a pro at that.
I was fairly drunk for like the first half of the meetup, and I was like kind of hungover for the rest of it too.
Okay.
Awesome venue though.
Okay. Not non-related question. So this isn't a question related to it. Did it put you off alcohol for a bit? Was it that kind of drunk where you swear off just drinking for a little bit? Because I've had those kinds of drunk nights before.
Uh, I mean, I don't think I don't think I swore off alcohol or like took any real time. I don't think so, because like I still drank, I think, that night or the following night. Because like once you get some food in you and you get some water in you, and you walk it off for a bit, like it's not too bad, right? Like you feel better again. So it was that most of that day I wasn't doing too good, but by the nighttime I was feeling myself again. At that point in time though, it was kind of rough for me, because I was very much a night person, right? Like I worked night shift. I was used to going to work at 8 p.m. and getting off at 4 a.m. And this meetup,
Sure.
I was going to this meetup at like, I was waking up at 7 a.m. for this meetup, and I usually at that point was waking up at like 3 p.m. So I was very much off like my rhythm. It was very much the opposite schedule. So I think that played a lot into it.
Okay, okay. Okay, so first question then. First question is, you mentioned that you were getting driven there by a friend. Who was the friend who was driving you, who was sober?
She was my friend
And were
Rachel.
they
We
okay,
we
and
flew
were
out there
they
together.
there okay, so were they there at the Kono headquarters and everywhere
Yes.
else?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
She had
interesting.
a different hotel room, but she was with us for like everything pretty much.
Okay, okay, okay. Hmm. See, knowing you, Brian, and knowing how I know you don't drink as much as you used to, but knowing how you used to be able to hold your alcohol as well, like you getting to the point of being that drunk that you're ill, that must take a lot of alcohol. That feels like that would take a lot to do to you. Um,
Yeah.
hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Like I just feel like it would take a lot more than a bottle of whiskey, and I know you're drinking earlier on, but a bottle of whiskey until 7 a.m. That's a long period to be drinking.
It
What time did you
was.
leave Kono's headquarters? What time did you leave Kono's headquarters?
It was probably coming up on about 1 a.m. Probably around 12:30, 1 a.m.
Okay, okay. And I know you'd had a lot to drink up until then, so it was between let's say 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. when you drank most of a bottle of whiskey
Yeah.
in your hotel room. Okay,
Yeah.
and that was split between two of you, and you were still drunk at the end of it.
I was
It's a
definitely drunk.
good 4 hours to drink a whiskey bottle. Okay, okay. Hmm.
How long did you
Okay,
stay at the
Tiny
meetup?
Trout has
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, go.
good question. How long did you stay at the meetup? Yeah,
The
we
whole
did you
time.
spend all
I was there the entire meetup. Yep. The entire time.
the entire time? And were you sick while you were at the meetup? Did you have to
Yeah.
go and be sick at the meetup?
I was not having a good time at the meetup itself was amazing, but I was just not having a good time because I had 2 hours of sleep and I was just hung the fuck over, not feeling good. Yeah.
Interesting, interesting. I'm torn on this one. I think there's elements of the story that are true, but I think the entire story as you told it is false. So that's where I'm at right now. I think the story. What's the poll saying? I think it's a false story. Everyone's saying this is true. 100% people
It's
saying it's
true.
true. I think
Nobody
this is
has voted this is false yet.
yeah. I think that there are elements of this story that are true, but I think that the way you describe the whole story together is false. That's going to be my answer on this one. I don't think the whole thing is true. I think that there's some things in there that just like yeah, just the sheer amount of alcohol it would take to keep you drunk for a whole day and a whole night and hungover into the next day and throwing up. Like knowing you and seeing you drink and yeah, I just feel like that would take more than you've described. Like a bottle of whiskey over 4 hours doesn't feel like the split between two people doesn't feel like that would put you into that camp.
We were pretty drunk when we started drinking that bottle of whiskey.
Okay.
I will throw that out there. I will throw that out there. Little freebie there, but yeah. Okay, so that was technically your second. So you do still have one more question, but it's got to be quick because the poll's almost over.
Yeah. I don't know if I have another question. So
Yeah.
you said you were there with Tokyo Coffee Nerd, right? That's what you said.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Okay. Were they as bad as you the next day? Were they as
Uh,
hungover as you were?
he was not feeling very well. I definitely remember that. I was still fairly drunk for the first couple hours of the meetup, so I don't really remember like a whole lot of it. I remember Huey, Man of Interest, gave me a caffeine pill, and I was like, "Well, this has to be a good idea," so I took that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Tokyo Coffee Nerd was definitely struggling as well. Maybe not as hard as me, but I don't know. I don't really remember like how bad he was doing at the first half of the meetup at least.
Okay, okay. So chat said it's true. That's what chat's come up with. I think that the story has true elements, but the overall thing is false. I think the overall end-to-end story is
Okay.
false. I think that the order of events is probably different. I think you probably got drunk at the Hakona headquarters after the meetup, not before the meetup, or something like that. I think that there's elements of the story that are true, but the timeline's probably messed up, and that's where it's become false. I think that's where
Okay.
my head's at. So
That's
I'm going to
fair.
say it's
I think,
false.
yeah, and I think just for the record, I think in the terms of this game, the entire story has to be true, right? Like that's how you have to play the game. Either the entire
Yeah,
story
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
true, or if any part of it's false, then it's false, right?
Yeah,
So,
I agree. Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
that's where it can get complex. A story can have true and false elements, and that's totally fine. Part of the game.
Yeah, but
Anyways,
it's the
so
entirety encapsulated story that you're telling. Is that true or false? And I
yes,
think overall that's false. So that's what I've noted down. I've put down that I've put false for that, and the chat said true. So there we go.
yes. So
Mm,
yeah. So okay, yeah. So you said that's false. Chat said that's true. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so it's time for my second scenario then.
Yes, it is.
Um, so this one is more group buy related. It's not specifically meetup related or anything else, but it's more group buy related. And there was a group buy a couple of years ago that I joined completely 100% forgot that I joined the group buy again, got the first board in because they were shipped over a period of time because it was just someone who's running it privately, not like a vendor. Got the first board in, put it to one side, and still didn't realize that when I got the second board in, I'd still bought two of the same keyboard, and I didn't realize until I built both of them. It was only once I'd actually physically built the second one that I realized that I'd actually joined the group buy twice at two separate, distinct points and bought two different boards from the same group buy with the same specification.
Okay, so you buy two of the same board without realizing it. You didn't realize until you actually had both of them in front of you. Okay, more or
It was
less.
after I'd actually built the second one. So I had both of them on hand. They got delivered at different times. There was like a few weeks between them. I still didn't realize I'd bought the same board twice. It was only after I'd built the second one that I realized that I had the same board already.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Okay, so my first question is going to be well, let's put up the
Oh,
poll
poll.
first. Let's do the poll
Poll,
first,
yeah.
yeah. Um, so my first question is going to be the same question that Japanatrat's asking. We got to know which board is it.
The board was, I've spelt buy wrong there. Apologies, guys. I was typing it quickly. The board was the UK-78, which was run on
UK-78.
Geek Hack. I think it was back in 2017. It was run by a UK guy who I'm pretty sure his name began with an R, and I can picture his
Yeah.
face, but I've forgotten his name.
Rosa Keen.
But yeah, Rozakeen, that's it.
Rosa
Yes,
Keen.
Rozakeen. Yes.
Okay. So UK-68. Oh man. I mean, on the surface, this seems super believable. Because I mean, you obviously you buy a lot of boards. That's not uncommon. And I mean, when you're
Yeah.
so busy and you buy so many boards, it's definitely very easy to forget one or two that you buy. I mean, I buy way fewer boards and I still forget sometimes. So that's I can definitely believe that. Let's see what is chat saying right now. Okay, so chat very much believes you. We're 5-1 true right now. With quite a bit of time left. Okay, so that was it's the board. Okay, UK-78.
That's okay. Just asking what's the layout of the board. I don't think that's giving anything away, so I'll answer that anyway. It's like a 60% with a numro, but it's like all like a 96 key with no FRO, all kind of mushed together. So yeah, it's if you imagine a 96 key but take off the FRO, that's what the UK-78 is, and it has nice big chamfers, fiel-like chamfers on the edges.
Yeah. Okay. Man, this is. I'm really leaning towards true on this one. I could totally see you doing this. I can't even think of other questions that I would ask in this scenario. This scenario seems so straightforward. UK-78. That seems like the kind of caliber of board, and I don't mean any offense to Rosakin or this board, but it seems like the caliber of board that would be totally applicable to this situation. Like, it's not insane or crazy or hype enough to like be something to be like crazy excited for, at least in my eyes, like for you. So I feel like this is totally believable. This is super believable. I'm gonna say this is true. This has
Yeah,
to
I've
be
got
true.
you have got two more questions to ask, Brian. You have got two more
It's
questions
true.
to
I
ask.
can't think of any more questions for this. This seems really cut and dry to me.
There's a couple in chat.
Are
There's a
there?
couple in chat.
Okay. Japanatrat is asking. Sure. When exactly did you realize you did this before?
When did I realize? I didn't realize it until after I'd built the second of the two boards, and I was like, "Wait, this feels really, really familiar." And then I went back to my collection and realized that I'd actually bought the same board twice because I found the other one that was built
Okay.
as well. I'd used different switches and different keycaps, but the layout just felt really, really similar.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that saves me a question because I actually like Gio's question there. Um, so you did build them in different configurations.
I built them in different configurations. Yes.
Very, very interesting. Yeah, I'm confident in this one. This is true. This has to be true. I'm voting true. I don't need another question. This is true.
Interesting.
This is so definitively you as a keyboard enthusiast. This has to be true.
Okay. Well, chat seems to agree with you here. 10-2 in terms of it being true or false. Like
Chat still
10,
has some
like
time. Like this is
80% of chat. Yeah.
pretty one sided in chat. But yeah, you still have some time there. Again, I could be totally wrong, but I'm feeling confident about a true here. I'm with chat on this one. That this sounds like something I completely believe you doing.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So is your answer locked in? Because if it's locked in, I'll answer a couple of the other questions from
Sure.
chat. If your
Yes.
answer's locked in.
Yes. Lock
So
me
your
on
answer
true.
of true is locked in. Okay. So Kiwok says there was only 2 or 3 weeks before shipping over. A couple of comments. Yeah, I think I got one right at the very beginning of the shipments and one towards the back end of them shipping out. Yeah. Um, Gio says, were they identical boards? The boards themselves were identical. They were the same color. They were like a grey silver, if I remember rightly. I don't have either of them anymore, but I do have a UK-78 in black still, and I have a petrol blue one as well, which was a prototype. So yeah, I still have two, but different now, completely different boards now. How
Okay.
sleep deprived were you? I don't remember that. To be honest, I don't remember. Probably not as much as I am these days.
Okay.
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 So chat has voted that it's true as well. So they agree with you.
There you go. 11 to true, or 11. Yeah, 11 true, 2 false. So overwhelming majority voted true, just like me, which is probably correct. Because why would I ever be wrong?
Well, interestingly enough, I've gone against chat on both of my guesses, and you've gone with chat on both of your guesses. So you and chat
That
have
is kind of
agreed
interesting.
on
Yeah.
your two guesses, and I've been completely against what chat thinks about you. So clearly, chat either knows you way better than I know you, or way less than I know you, depending on who's right or wrong on that. And you seem to know me as well as chat does, whether that's right or wrong, whatever that looks like. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Gio. If it helps, I didn't get the blue prototype until a long time after the group buy. It was about a year and a half after the group buy ran when I got the prototype one, because I bought it off a friend. So yeah,
Okay.
interesting.
Okay.
Okay,
So we'll have to wait a little bit longer to know whether that and the previous stories and the upcoming one are true or false. But so here is my third one, and I'll give you a bit of a preface here because this is probably going to start by sounding very silly. But this is, at the very least, this part is totally true. I've been lubing a lot of switches in bed, and so I like to be comfortable, right? And like, and sitting on my bed, like in like kind of like a meditative pose, is very comfortable for me. And so, like, instead of sitting at a chair in my desk, which is often uncomfortable for hours at a time, when I lube, I do lube a lot of switches in bed. In fact, I even have some Gateron Blacks that I'm lubing in my room right now next to my bed that I'm lubing for my Heine TKO, which I might be building on Monday on a stream. Anyways, do I say cross-legged? Yes. Anyways, so I was lubing some switches a little while back in bed, as I do, and I was going to tub lube my springs, as I like to do as well, with some Krytox GPL oil, in this case
interesting.
specifically
Okay,
104. And I took the top, the lid, the cap off of my GPL 104, and I was going to pour a little bit of it into my tub, which I actually have right next to me, where I do my tub lubing for my springs. I only tub lube springs now because I'm just way too lazy to do it the other way, and I think tub lubing is just better for springs. That's just my opinion. But yeah, so I went to pour some GPL 104 into my tub for spring lubing, and I happened to spill quite a bit of it, probably upwards of half an ounce, directly on my bed, on my sheet, which kind of sank right through, soaked right through onto my memory foam mattress, and even to this day,
oh,
there is a lube stain of GPL 104 on my mattress.
oh, wow, wow.
Yeah. So there you
Is
go,
is
guys. Is that a true story or is that a false story? Let's get the poll up.
okay? Yeah, yeah. Um,
The jokes write themselves, folks. My life is sometimes a joke. Or is it? Who knows?
okay, so there we go. The poll is up. Um, okay, okay. So just running back through the story before I ask you some questions. You say this is something you've been doing recently. Did the accident happen recently, or was the accident quite a while ago?
Well, I say
Where?
recently, as in like the last year I've been doing it.
Okay, okay, okay.
It was pretty much
Interesting.
ever since my previous chair, the one that I replaced this one with, became a little too unusable and uncomfortable for me. So I didn't really want to spend more than like an hour in front of my PC because that chair just sucked.
Okay, sure.
This one's a lot
Yep.
more manageable, but like I still just kind of got into the habit of just sitting cross-legged on my bed because it's just way more comfortable for me when I'm looping switches. It tends to hurt my back
Okay.
less somehow.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. I get that. I get not wanting to do them in the chair sometimes. Okay. So I guess my first question is how did you try and clean up the lube? Like what happened in those 10 seconds when you realized that the lube had spilt onto the bed? What did you do and how did you try and clean it up?
Yeah. Well, I as soon as I noticed, I immediately took my sheet off and I threw it in my pile of laundry. But when I noticed it soaked through to the mattress, I went and I got a rag, hot soap, water. I'm not an expert cleaner. I have no idea how to get lube out of a memory foam mattress. It's probably something I should have researched a bit more. But I was just going to town with a rag and some hot water and soap, and it sort of worked. But the stain didn't quite fully come out, so it's still there.
Okay. Okay. Um. I'm trying to think of a way to ask questions without it coming across as not safe for the terms of service. Um,
Got to watch out for those TOS.
yeah, yeah. When the lube was spilt, did you get any on yourself, or was it just on the bed?
It was
Like
just on the bed.
what's our position with it, and where did it go? Like,
So I sit like cross-legged with like my assembly in front of me. So I have like my tray, and then I have like some containers for switch parts, and then like on my left I keep like my tub with like my springs in it, and I kind of just build the switches in kind of like an assembly line or whatever as I take them out. So no, none got on me because I poured it like in front of me.
okay, okay, okay. So you put it in front of you, and you sat cross-legged, and then it spilled. And did it go between your legs? Is that where it went?
No,
Between
no,
like
it
the triangle
was
shape between your legs? No.
no, it was like in front of me. So like as
Okay, so it
imagine like
spilled over the table. Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so it went over the back end of the table. Okay, gotcha. Right. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Wait,
I've only got one question
did you say
left.
table?
Well, the
Or
like the little platform, whatever you said you were using.
my bed? There's no platform.
Oh,
Everything was
oh,
just
there's no
on the bed.
platform.
So
Oh, okay.
I don't have it in here, but like a lube station, like a little lube station. So I lube at a station. I
Okay.
have that in my bed. Then
Yeah.
I have little containers for all my parts.
Okay. Okay. I see now.
So
Sorry, I
like,
thought
but
when you said you got a lube station, you did that kind of horizontal motion with your hands. I thought you got like a little rest or something that sat on the bed,
yeah,
like a little table
that would
or
have
tray
been
or something like that.
that would have been the smart play. But obviously it's me, so I don't do that. I just put everything directly on my bed because why would I ever make a mistake?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you just got everything on the bed. You got the little tubs and little bowls on the bed for all your little bits and pieces, and then the lube spilt in front of where your legs were crossed on the bed itself, and it went through. So just to get this clear, it went through the sheet. Did you have a
Yep.
duvet inside it as well, or was it just a sheet?
No, it's just a single sheet. I don't usually
It's
use
the
a whole lot
sheet.
of
Yeah.
like bedding. So yeah, just a sheet on
Okay.
top of my mattress.
And then straight into the mattress. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Final question. Did it come out of the sheet? You didn't get it out of the mattress, but putting it in the washer, did you get it out of the sheet?
It did, but it took several cycles to fully get out. One full cycle did not actually fully clean the stain.
Okay, okay. So you never got it all of the way out of the mattress, but after running it through the washer a few times, the lube did eventually come out of your
Yeah.
sheet.
I ran it through twice, back to back times, and it was like mostly gone, and then I was like, F it. I'm not gonna watch it again right now. So I just used it, and then I wash them about once a week. And then after like one or two more washes it was more or less gone.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I haven't looked what chat's saying. I think this is false.
I actually
I
haven't
think this
looked
is
at it.
absolutely false.
Okay,
Most of chat's saying true.
chat is
It's
yeah.
just about to finish.
In fact,
So
it
chat said
wins.
true.
Yeah, chat 9-2 says true. Okay.
Okay, so I'm saying false.
Chat.
I absolutely think you have spilt lube on yourself purely from your description of how to wash it out. I do not think you spilt that lube on your bed. I don't think you were lubing in bed, and I don't think you spilt the lube on your bed. I think that one's false.
Okay. Okay. Jay says false. Chat says true. There you go. Okay. So that was my third story. You still have one more, right? That's how. So
I do have one
last
more
one. Okay.
story. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do have one more story. Yeah. Yeah, so this one's a little bit different. It's kind of semi meetup related, but not like a full on meetup related. So a few years ago, there was a few people on Discord, and they happened to live in like the London area in the UK, and I was down in London for work, and we were chatting on Discord, and we agreed that it'd be a great idea to meet up for some beers in the pub, because why not, right? Meet up in the pub, have some beers, have a good time. I'd get the train home, they could go home. Perfect. I'm down there for the day. Great. And I was down there for quite a lot for work. So this was the first time we'd ever done this and met up. And I knew all of the names of the people. Didn't know the real names. I only knew their Discord handles. So I didn't know their real names. But like I might have spoken to you as Quakums the first time we had a voice chat, or
Sure.
Socialite. I might have called him Soul in chat or whatever. Static Age. I knew people by their screen name. I didn't know them by their real name. Um, Only when I got there and I met them, I was like the last one to arrive at this specific pub. They'd all been there for the afternoon. I'd finished work and then I'd gone on to join them. And when I got there, I misheard some of the introductions. So they introduced themselves to me as what turned out to be their real names. But because it was loud in the pub, I misheard and I thought they were introducing me with their screen names. So I actually thought they were completely different people to who they were, and I was addressing them as though they were these completely other people that I'd had completely different conversations with, talked about one of these guys that I thought was there that wasn't there, that I was agreeing to buy a board off, and started talking to him about it. I think they both realised what had gone on, and they didn't come clean to me until after I'd left and got on the train home, and then they messaged me and said, it was actually me that you were talking to. Like, we were all laughing about it in the group general chat in Discord. So I completely messed up. Thought two people were completely other people. Thought they'd introduced themselves by their Discord handles, and it turned out that they were completely different people that were there in the pub.
Okay. Okay. Um. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's get the poll up, and I think I already have my first question loaded.
Okay, new poll.
Hey, socialite. Thanks for stopping by. By the way, saw you just arrived. Says your beards are looking particularly majestic today. Thank you. We're Jay and I are the bearded boomers.
The Bearded Boomers. That sounds like a,
Bearded.
a boy band
We
name that I
should.
do not like.
No, we should do it. We. All right. We got to do it. we gotta become a boy band now. I'm sorry.
As soon as I dislike it, you want to do it. I see. I see.
Well, it's
I
just
see how it is.
hilarious. Okay, so pulls up. My first question is going to be name those two people, please.
Okay, so the two people, they're I won't do their real names, but
Screen
they're
names,
the
fine.
two. Yeah. They're their actual screen names. The two people's screen names are Gouty and Pexon. They're in the UK Discord server. I hope neither of them watching and give the game away whether it's true or false here, but they do both exist. Pokemon Kid knows both of them. He can vouch that they are real people.
Sure.
But yeah.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Geo says, I'm pretty sure I remember this story, or do I? Interesting. Kiwok says, I know the answer. Interesting. Okay. Okay.
And he knows they're both real. Yeah, Pexon actually runs Pexon PC's cables.
Pokemon Kid
Um,
says, I've never met this man, and I don't believe.
yeah, thanks,
Interesting.
thanks, Matt. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, chat's
Um,
currently at 3-1 true that this happened. Okay. I
you have two questions left. You've only asked one.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of some good questions here. So you went during this meetup or whatever you want to call it. So you went this entire time during this gathering, calling them by the
Yeah.
wrong names.
Yeah, so they introduced themselves to me as their real life names,
Okay.
and I thought they were introducing themselves to me as their Discord names, and the real life names just happened to coincidentally be the names of two people's Discord names that were other individuals in the same UK server. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting. Interesting.
I can't tell you the real names because that
That's
would be
fine.
doxing, so I'm not going to
That's
tell you the real
totally
names. But
fine.
yeah,
Yeah, I
that
don't
was what
expect that.
happened.
Um, Okay, so that's my second question. Still got a little bit of time here. Chat, not a whole lot of votes yet in chat on this one. Only 4 votes. Maybe people not very confident on this one. Currently, still 3-1 true. Get those votes in, guys. Let's see. And if you have any questions, maybe you can help me out. I still have a question left, and I'm not entirely sure.
Tasty, tasty.
I'm entirely sure what I want to ask, but I'm pretty confident on leaning towards false on this one, which would be the first time that I've gone against chat so far. At
Interesting,
least
interesting.
in this
150, 159. Thank you so much for the 1,000 bits, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate those. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Love you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I know you're busy as hell as well, but hope you're having a good one, man. All right, yeah. I'm thinking this is false. Chad is moving even closer to true on this one. I don't.
This is the first time you've
this,
gone against chat as well.
This doesn't seem like your style. You're a little bit more soigné than it takes to
One yay.
yeah. One of my favorite words, by the way.
It's a good word. I like it.
Nah, you're too cool for this situation to happen, Jay. I don't think this happened to you. This, yeah, chat's still saying true. I really think this is false.
Interesting.
Really think this is false. I'm gonna say false. I don't need the other question. I know I feel like I'm copping out on something by not asking questions, but I'm pretty confident this is false. This really doesn't seem like you, especially because they didn't correct you at any point throughout that day. That seems odd to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this is false. Chat still has a few seconds to vote on this one, obviously, but we're 6-2 true currently. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I really don't think this happened to you. This sounds like something that would happen to me, but not you.
I've locked in your answer.
You lock in my answer. That's fair. Lock me in as false.
Yeah,
I'm going against chat for the first time in this game.
Yeah.
Geo says
Brian
Brian.
doesn't know enough British.
That's true. I only know like a handful. My uncle's British, but
That's cool.
That's yeah.
Uncle by marriage, I assume, not by
marriage. Yes,
by blood.
marriage,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Whereabouts in Britain is he from?
To be honest with you, I don't remember. I really don't remember.
Back. Okay, so chat's still holding on for the that they think it's the true story.
Yeah,
They
7-2 true. I'm locked in as false. So for the first time in this episode in this game, I'm going against chat, which is fun. But in just a couple moments, we'll be able to know whether all the stories are true or false. So there we go. Chat locked in at 7-2 true. Kiwok says I'm 90% sure it's false just because I know the people. Yeah, I'm going with false. I'm going with false on this one. But
okay, and chat went for true.
Chat went for true. Yeah. Okay, well there we go. That's all 6 of our stories / scenarios that may or may not have happened to us. Should we start back at the beginning on whether the stories were true or not?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
so
super quick recap. My very first story, the summary was that Nebulant bopped me on the forehead at the 2018 Seattle Winter Meetup. Yeah, no, and I don't mean like punched me in the face like hard, like he actually punched me. I just mean a light friendly bop. I know it seemed like some people in chat were getting those a little confused, but yeah. So I believe Jay, you said that was true, and I believe chat said false.
I said it was true.
And
chat said it was false. Yeah,
chat said it was false. That story is false. Nebulant did not bop me. Did not. But we did. But the rest of that story is true. That was the first time I met him, and we did in fact spread the rumor that he punched me in the face. So
wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he did not bop me on the forehead though. So chat got that one
Didn't
right.
bop you on the forehead.
Jay got that one wrong.
I was completely wrong.
Which is totally fine. Which is totally fine. Do we want to? We'll alternate to your first story now. I guess we can kind of do it in the same way, I suppose.
Yeah, so my first story was around thinking that I'd won a prize at a meetup for having the best board in the show, but it turned out that someone else had exactly the same board as me, and they had won the prize and not me.
Yeah, and I
And you
believe
voted.
I voted.
Sorry, go on.
I voted false on that one, right? I forgot to
You
track
did vote
my
false.
votes.
Yep, you vote
I voted
false. Yep,
false, and I think
yep.
chat did as well.
Chat
So,
voted false as well. Yep,
so
yep.
tell us how wrong we are, Jay.
The story was false. It was completely and utterly false. It did not happen. Yeah,
All right, here we go.
yeah.
Chat,
Yeah.
chat's good. Chat's good on this so far. Chat's 100% between our stories so far.
That's 100%. I'm 100% wrong, and you're 100% right as well.
But
Yeah.
that's okay. This isn't. This is about the journey. We're not. It's fine. So my second story was of course at the 2017 NorCal meetup that I was still very drunk when I got there, and then I was drunk throughout a lot of it, and then I threw up in the Nest headquarters bathroom. Yeah. So I believe you said that was false, and chat
I
said
said it
true.
was false, and chat said it was true. I thought that the story was possibly had elements that were true, but the whole end-to-end telling of it was false.
That story was true, Jay. That actually happened. I did in fact throw up in the Nest headquarters bathroom because I was so drunk slash hungover and on so little sleep and so off my schedule that I was just not having a good time. So
Wow.
there you
Chat is
go.
3 for 3
Chat's
here.
3 for
Chat is
3.
3 for 3.
I mean,
I'm
to
100%
to,
incorrect. I've
to
got zero right.
yeah. To be fair, chat is quite a few more people than you and I. So it's not that unrealistic that they're going to be right more often than us. I will say that.
Sure. That's fair. That's
So
fair.
there you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Chat 3 for 3. That story was true. Yep.
Yeah.
All of that happened. So there you go.
3 for 3.
Yep.
There we go.
On to Jay's second story, which was
Yes,
the
this my the UK-78 that I bought two of in the group buy, and didn't realize until after I'd built the second one that I'd actually bought the same board
yeah.
twice.
That seems like a you story. I said true on that one. I believe chat said true as well.
You both said true. Chat said true. You said true. That story though is false. I did not
Wow.
buy two UK-78s and
Okay.
forget about them.
Okay, there we go. My first swing and a miss, and chat's first swing and a miss.
Chat's first miss. Chat's first miss.
All right. I feel like this game was successful if we fooled chat even once. I think the game is successful
Yeah.
if chat is wrong even just once.
Yeah. I did play to the kind of expectation people have of me on that one. I kind of thought
Yeah.
that I'd be able to trick people with that one.
That is full.
Um,
I would have bet money that totally happened to you. That's how I convinced
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, a lot of people knew that you were building my second Dollinger. People know I have multiple F1s. I thought it was a good one to try and lure people into a false sense of security on that one. Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
nope,
Wow.
it was
Okay.
completely false.
Good job.
I
Yeah,
only bought one in the group buy.
You
I
had
bought one
me.
in the group buy.
You had me believe in that one. So that. All right. Good job on that one.
There we go. There we go.
So there we go, and so on to our third stories, which was for me spilling the Crytox GPL 104 on my sheet slash bed. I believe Jay, you said that was false, and chat said that was true, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you have spilt Crytox on yourself before, and you've realized how difficult it is to wash out. But I don't think you did it on your bed.
You are entirely right, Jay. That story was false. I did not spill Crytox on my mattress. I did not leave a stain on my mattress with Crytox. So there you go. But the rest,
Crytox, but there may be other stains.
again,
There may be other
there might be other stains, but we don't talk about that. Monka TOS. But the rest of the story is true. I do actually lube switches in bed, and it's actually very surprising that I have not spilt Crytox oil on my bed yet, because just like I mentioned in the story, I don't use a platform. I straight up do it all right on my sheet.
I'm gonna buy you one of those little trays that you're supposed to eat off in bed when you're poorly. I'm gonna buy you one, and I will send it to you, and you can use that to lube on your bed.
Yes. You know what? I would probably use it too, because because honestly, it's only a matter of time before that story becomes true. It really
Yeah.
is only a matter of time, and that's what I thought made that one a pretty good one, because that totally could have happened to me, and honestly, it probably will happen to me just because the rest of that story is
So
true. I do loop switches in bed sometimes.
I like the fact that it's only temporarily false and it's going to be a real story at some
I
point in
was
the near
happy about
future.
that one because that one really could have gone either way.
So
Um,
that's chat's wrong twice on the trot there. They got it wrong twice on the bounce. They got two stories wrong back to back there.
Yeah,
Interesting.
they got one wrong for each of us, and I feel like that alone makes this game, at least this episode, this first episode of this game, a success. I would say.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. My third story was about being in the pub and mixing two people's Discord names up for their real names. There happened to be a couple of people in the same Discord that had screen names that were the same as these people's real names, and I thought they were completely different people to who they were the first time I met them.
Yeah, I believe chat said that was true, and I said that was false. I really don't think that would happen to you.
It is 100% true. I did it and I messed up and I didn't realize. And I'll tell you for why, because the names that they introduced me were, I'm not going to tell you the real names, but it was names that someone had a screen name. Like their real name could have been John and someone had the screen name John. It very, very much confused the hell out of me when they mentioned it to me. Yeah, it was like a couple of hours in the pub and they only realized later on when they were making fun of me about it. Yeah.
Okay, so I think the not that the scores matter, of course, but I think the final tally is a tie, right? We're both 1 and 2. We both got one correct and two wrong, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yeah, we both got one correct.
in chat is swinging a four
Two,
out of six, if
three,
I'm not mistaken.
four
Four
out of
and two.
six for chat. Yeah, which is 2 out of 3.
Good
So
job,
they
chat.
score a 2 to chat. Yeah, so we score a 1 each, and chat scores a 2.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So that's the end of this first game. If you liked it, let us know, and maybe we can do it again in the future. If you hated it, let us know, and we'll probably never do it ever again.
We'll never touch it again. Yeah,
I mean, it seemed like chat was having an okay time at least, so and I thought it was pretty fun.
it'd be. If you guys like it, it'll be fun to get like a 3-way on this and bring someone on to do it with us. Someone who we maybe don't know quite so well as each other, and we could play. Yeah, a bit more of the game. Would I lie to you? Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, definitely let us know how you felt about that. And while you're doing that, we're going to talk very briefly about our wonderful sponsors as we roll into a Q&A as well. So if you guys have questions, whether they pertain to this game or keyboards or otherwise, get those in now. Use @TopClackTag to help us out quite a bit. And feel free to start asking questions away, and we will get to them just in one moment as we talk about our lovely, lovely sponsors real quick. Starting with the one, the only Novel Keys. And man, do they have some interesting things going on right now. Starting with Cam Little Dragon. If you're a weeb like me, you might like this set. Cam profile, definitely maybe a little underrated. But yeah, this is definitely a cool one to potentially pick up if you're a fan of the series. I don't even think they say what it's from, but it's from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I don't know if that's supposed to be a thing or not, but yeah, I don't know, but it's pretty obvious. Anyway, so this set actually ends in 5 days on the 30th. So if you're waiting on that, you only have a couple days left. Speaking of waiting, you probably shouldn't any longer if you're trying to buy GMK Analog Dreams Round 2, because that literally ends today. I don't even know what hour it ends, so it's probably only several hours away. So if you missed out on that and you want to get on that, make sure you get that, because my gosh, it's closing quick. It's closing quick. And something kind of out of left field, if I'm totally honest, at least for me, was this brand new Alluvia keycaps group buy. So this is quite something. This is a full set of CNC aluminum Olivia colorway caps. This is pretty mind-blowing. I am not a particular fan of metal keycaps, but you gotta admit the novelty effect on this is quite real, and honestly, $350 is not that expensive for a full set of CNC aluminum caps. It really isn't. So
Yeah. The legends are double anodized as well, which is really cool. It's
yeah,
actually double anodized to get the legends on.
really, really interesting set. That could be for you, or maybe it could not be. Totally fine either way. And barring that, lots of other things in stock, of course. You're looking for switches, stabilizers, springs, desk mats, what have you, lube. Chances are they probably have it here, so make sure to check that out and use promo code ClickClack, one word, no caps. That'll get you 5% off everything in stock. And it'll also show Mike that you love us.
Indeed, indeed. Moving over to our second sponsor of the night is the wonderful people over at Kono.store, which is where Brian apparently got drunk and I didn't know about it. So Kono have got a few things on it. They've got the SA Spectra Group buy, which has got very little bit of time left on it now. So if you want some SA keycaps with some pretty cool sub-legends, you might want to pick this up. So it's got very little time. I can't read what it says on the screen here because I'm reading off Brian's screen through Discord, which is... Close date, yeah. So join that before it closes if you want to join it. As well as that, if GMK is more your thing rather than SA, if you want a shorter and non-spherical keycap, then perhaps look at GMK Twilight or GMK Boho. Both are in group buy right now, depending on whether you want something bright and colourful or whether you want something that's a bit of an alternative, a muted alternative to something like Honeywell. Depending on what you like, there should be something there for you. If you're looking for a keyboard, however, they do have the Kono 84, which is a very, very, very cheap bare bones hot swap 75%, which has got a ton of different features. And it could be. I know, it's $55 with Bluetooth and a case and everything else. Value for money, it seems like it.
Yeah, I have one on the way, and I'm like genuinely excited to see how much value this is, because $55 is very cheap for a keyboard. And this has quite a few features going on. So this is going to be interesting. Maybe not interesting for a lot of people, but to me, this is very fascinating for the price.
100%. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see whether it lives up to the price hype and all that. I'm interested to see what your thoughts are on it as well. Yeah. As well as that, they've also got the Kono wooden bridge wrists in, which are really cute and pretty cheap as well. So maybe take a look at those if you're interested in a wrist rest.
Yeah, moving over to KBD fans, a lot of things going on right now. This is like Enjoy PBT Central for anyone that's liking Enjoy PBT profile. Round 2 of Enjoy PBT Cool Kids is still live right now. I think that's actually ending relatively soon, so make sure to get on that if that's your thing. This is the second round. Enjoy PBT Dreamscape, Camo, Solaria, and Skandi going on right now as well. So lots of Enjoy PBT, as well as lots more coming soon, including the round 3 of Gok's Kuroshiro Enjoy PBT, which is definitely one of the most popular and hyped Enjoy PBT sets. So lots going on there now. And also something I noticed that they added recently was this restock section, which I find really convenient. So shout out to them for adding this. I like that a lot. You can see a lot of the boards and other products that kind of just get restocked because sometimes people are waiting on those. So now it's a lot easier to tell if they have or have not. So nice there. And, if you're not really looking for any of that and you're just kind of browsing, there's pretty much everything you can think of here. Keycaps, cases, plates, PCBs, switches, stabilizers. They even have a B-stock section and lots of other parts. It's a great place to be if you're, a beginner or you're trying to ball out a little bit on a budget. They have a little something for everyone there. So make sure to check that out.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving over to our final sponsor of today, it is Leandrin over at Mechanisk. So Leandrin's store it's open again, but nothing is in stock right now. He's still recovering from opening his physical store located in Oslo, which is super cool, and I'm super jealous of him. Yeah. And also for the recent Fjell group buy as well, and Clip group buy, which was massive. Yeah, it was huge for him. So he's still recovering from that to catch up. I think some of the boards, from what I've heard, are actually starting to ship already, which is obscenely fast if that's the case. So I think once he's got all of that caught up with, things will start to come back into stock on the website and you'll be able to pick up extra parts. So it's definitely worthwhile keeping an eye out for all of those things as well.
Yep, things coming back in stock very soon. Looking forward to that. I think he has some new things planned as well, so definitely have my eyes on that. And I talked to him recently, so it sounds like things are starting to come back very, very soon. So definitely glad to hear that. All right, guys. So again, Q&A. So if you guys have questions, make sure you get those in, and hopefully we can answer them. A few of them before we head out. And friendly raid to another channel. All right, so it looks like our first and currently only question. Not very many curious people right now, apparently. Jay Jase is saying, "Hey guys, on my first build and was hoping for some help. I've just installed the stabs onto the PCB and realized there was some foam to go on top of the PCB. It fits around the spacebar fine, but it's laying over the wires on the other stabs. Is the PCB foam a necessity?" Feel free to kind of elaborate on which board this is, maybe, and maybe some of the parts you're using. I think that might help us a little bit more. let's see. So foam over the PCB interfering with stabilizers. Every foam that I've ever seen cut for a board takes stabilizer area into account, as far as I'm aware. So I don't think
Yeah,
I've never seen
I
foam
think
cover a wire before. That's new to me.
I think it sounds like it's the Jelly Epoch, right? I think they had like a little piece that was just solely for around the space bar. Mr. Petrov was telling me about it. I've seen some pictures of it, so I wonder if that's for what it's for. If you haven't put it in, it's not necessarily a necessity. It's all to do with sound and personal preference more than anything else. So yeah, see how you feel without it there, and if it bothers you, you can always desolder and rebuild it and pop it back in.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. All right.
That's a cage saying Alluvia, no 40 support. Gah,
Right.
I'm out.
What do you guys?
So I did briefly talk to Mike on this because Alluvia, Mike mentioned Alluvia to me a few days ago because I'm proxying it here in the UK. He's selling way better than I thought it would as well, which is nuts.
Is it
Um,
really? Okay.
oh, dude, like it's
I
obscene. Like
guess I
it's
shouldn't be
crazy.
surprised. I mean, it's cool. It is cool. I wouldn't want to
It's
type on it,
cheaper.
but it's actually pretty cool.
It's cheaper than plastic GMK Olivia in on the aftermarket. Like to buy a full metal set is cheaper than the aftermarket price for the
Oh,
plastic set,
that hurts to think
which is
about.
kind of nuts. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
nuts, right? It's nuts. I have no idea how he got the price so low because like when you consider it, like there's only a couple of other people who make full keyboard sets in aluminium, and they're nowhere near the price that Mike's managed to get. But he did say that Mike that they'll work on compatibility and other stuff if this works well and they do other sets in the future and stuff. So I can't say anymore because I don't know anymore. But I do know he'd look at additional support. I'm not sure it would ever get things like a Nordic kit and full 40 support because it's a very niche product comparatively to like a standard keycap set. But it's pretty cool. Physically to touch, I'm sure it'll be quite cold as well, especially in the winter. But
Yeah.
yeah, it'd
I
be
mean,
interesting.
I'd love to try something like this at like a meetup or something, or like just to try. Like, I wouldn't spend this much money because in my experience, like metal keycaps are just not good. I've typed on several before and they just have not been very enjoyable. Um, but like you're right. Like for a full set, I don't understand how he got it this cheap. This seems actually kind of unreal. Um, so yeah, I definitely want to try one of these out at a meetup. At the very least, like this is such a cool showpiece, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
this was of course kind of talked about in I don't know if you saw Mike's recent video. I'm sure you probably have, Jay.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, and to anyone else maybe haven't seen it, it's a pretty cool video. He does kind of like a live, like it's like a 5 minute YouTube video of some updates and stuff where he talks about this as well as some other things. And one of the things that he was talking about, if I assuming I heard it right, was a Novel Keys game or two. I like what is that?
Yes.
He gave like no more details, and I'm so
I have
curious.
no idea.
I have
I
no
genuinely
idea
have no
like what he
idea.
has, but like I'm really interested in the future of novel keys because I feel like they're going in a really interesting direction and they're really doing a lot of things and just being the super awesome and genuine people that they are. They're heading in a really nice spot, and I'm so curious to see some of these things happening. Like he's got some dampened clickies coming out, the Alluvia here, and he's got games on the horizon. Like what the heck is going on right now? This is crazy.
Yeah,
My
it's
question though is this like a one-time thing, or is this going to be like a new thing for novel keys on the aluminum keycaps? Because now knowing that he can get the price down to like what is pretty freaking reasonable for a full set of aluminum caps, are we going to see
yeah.
more colorways in this?
I have no idea. I guess if and I'm putting myself in Mike's shoes here, I guess that if I was going to do this, it would entirely depend on how well or how poorly Alluvia sold, right? That's what you got to base it on. You do one once, you do something that is one of the more popular colorways in the community. If it sells really well, it tells you you've got a product in your hands that people are going to like, especially the fact that it's going to deliver this year as well. It should deliver to the vendors this year, which is not like a GMK group buy
Well,
that's
it's
going to
true.
deliver to vendors in 12 to 18 months' time, right?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think it just entirely depends on how it goes. And I'm speaking not on behalf of Mike here. I'm just
Sure.
guessing, but my guess from from my own personal view, would be if I was in Mike's shoes, I would see how this went. If it went really well, then I would absolutely do other products in it as well. Because Mike works with a ton of designers, right? He works with some designers of some of the biggest key sets out there. Oblivion would look great
Yeah.
in metal keycaps.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. A lot of the
you know,
IBE theme sets actually would be pretty sweet in aluminum.
yeah. Solarized Dark would look amazing. Can
Ooh.
you imagine that blue gray color in anodized aluminium on keycaps? That would look phenomenally good.
Do you
Um,
remember? Do you remember? Was it keycaprenders.com that had like? I'm not going to call it like a bug or anything, but like whenever you rendered something on
it made them
keycaprenders.com,
look metallic.
it
Yeah,
made them look metallic, and like because of that, you kind of like you couldn't really gauge what a set would look like. Bam!
sure.
Now you can gauge what a set is going to look like.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is kind of hilarious. But I mean, it's cool, and like you were saying, I mean, the queue times right now, especially for GMK, are just frankly absurd. And it's not necessarily GMK's fault. It's not like I'm saying it's like bad, but like our community is just growing, and people want key sets, and they can't keep up with demand. That's just the reality of it. And
Yeah,
because of that,
yeah,
we have to wait a very long time, and because of that, people want alternatives, and because of that, we're seeing a lot more Enjoy PBT. We're seeing a lot more CRP. We're seeing even more DCS right now. We're seeing people actually start to go back to signature plastics now that their queues are starting to get a little bit lower. So I feel like we're starting to get a lot more like variety and diversity among key set profiles now that a lot of people
100%.
just
Yeah,
aren't wanting to wait a year and a half or 2 years for a GMK set, and I don't blame them. Mart Height
yeah.
says he wants to see more aluminum keycaps. Totally fair. I really and I don't want to pick on Mike here, but I'm really curious how these feel to type on, because in the video, I believe his exact line was these don't feel too bad to type on, but he didn't sound that confident when he said it. If I'm being
I
entirely
mean,
honest, and then he kind of tapped on it like next to the mic, and it did not sound particularly good to me. But
I mean
obviously
that
it's on a video.
that's a dodgy sound test.
It,
I mean,
it's
first of all, he
it's
had the board
yes,
up in the air. He's in a
exactly, yes.
massive empty room, and he's tapping on it like this. He's playing. Yeah, I
I'm
don't think that's
I'm
anywhere
playing
near what a sound system would be.
I'm playing devil's advocate here, and Mike knows I love him, and I want him in Novel Keys and even this set to be successful. But I gotta be honest too, right? Like it doesn't seem like something I want to type on as much as I want to see it. It's something I want to try to type on, but metal keycaps,
Sure.
man, they just don't have a very good history in our community. People just don't like them. That's the reality of it. In terms
Yeah,
of like
that's fine.
like artisans aside, I don't mean like a Rama artisan, right? Because that's kind of a different story. But like a full metal key set, they haven't
Sure.
gone over very well in our community. In fact, they've gone over very poorly. So I'm a little worried, but I'm glad to see that it's selling well. It's in obviously, arguably the most popular colorway in the community, and it's at a price point that I wouldn't really have believed without seeing it. So kudos to them for being able to do this, and I'm super excited to see how this goes. And I really hope they sound and feel great, and I just look like a complete moron for saying they might not. That's absolutely my hope.
I mean, I think for me, it's very much a showpiece, right? Like you're gonna have that
Exactly.
that
Yes.
that Rama tank build in rose gold,
And you stick it
and then
behind
you've
you
got the
on a shelf and display it.
yeah, you've got the aluminium keycaps on
You
there, and
take
it
a
just
bunch of
all looks
pictures.
super shiny. And you take it to a meetup, and it just sits there sparkling in the sunlight. It's going to look fantastic, right? But I
Yes,
don't know if
no
it's going to be
doubts.
an everyday board for me. I mean, at least there's one thing: you're never ever going to wear those legends away. Like I know people say, "Oh, you'll never wear away GMK legends." I mean, theoretically, if you
Well,
rub them often enough, you could get the legends to look a bit funky, right? You're not going to do that with aluminium in any reasonable time frame, right?
yeah. Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. And that was just kind of my worries, right? Like, are people actually going to want to type on these? Because, like, metal keycaps, very taboo kind of in our community right now. But with that said, I would love to see this break the mold, right? I would love to see this be
Sure.
awesome. I would love to see this feel good to type on, sound good to type on, and people actually use it functionally. Because as cool as it is to have a showpiece, like a lot of these products, they're supposed to be used, right? It's an interface.
Yeah.
So I want to see them get used, and I really do hope these sound and feel awesome. I hope they feel even half as good and sound half as good as they look. and I think it'll be quite a success. But yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see kind of what comes next from these as well. Jay
100%.
has developed an
100%.
extreme delay. Has he?
Oh,
I don't.
interesting.
I wouldn't call that extreme, but maybe a little bit of a delay. Yeah, but we're coming towards the tail
Yeah.
end of our show, so it's not a huge deal.
The challenges of using Discord to
It's
do audio and video onto a Twitch
look
stream across the world,
across the
right?
world. It's a live stream. We're streaming across the world. There's only so much we can do. Sometimes you just got to bear with it. Just looks weird. I get
Yeah.
it. Any kind of desyncing issues are always going to sound and feel weird. It's just the way it is. But
Yeah, I mean, basically how it works, Ogtug, is that I'm here in the UK. I stream my video and audio to Brian through Discord. Brian displays that through Discord into Streamlabs OBS to Twitch. So you're basically seeing me through about 6 different systems on the way to Brian before it even gets to Twitch.
layer of compression,
So
layer of compression, layer of compression, layer of compression.
yeah, right. Yeah, so I always look a bit funky and I always sound a bit funky, and sometimes there's a bit of a desync issue just because of the tech involved. It's not ideal, but we live with it. We
It
cope with
is.
it.
It is what it is. Yes, we live with it. And with that said, I don't see any more questions at all, which is totally fine. I think now is probably a good time to find someone to raid. So who are we going to raid? We need a low viewer count
Yeah.
streamer that we can pump some viewers into, and try to be wholesome. So I'm going to go ahead and just browse the makers and crafting section first, because usually build streams. Seems like there's a couple people on. Disastertron is on. Okay. Okay. Who else is on? Ruben is on. There's so many. It's crazy how many keyboard streamers I still don't know. It's just like
Yeah.
actually kind of crazy to think how many streamers there are right now.
I'm just looking through, yeah, I'm just trying to see. There's quite a few keyboard streamers on at the minute.
Yeah. Yes, there is. Most of them I don't know. Ruben is doing a Jules build stream.
Oh, nice. Is the Jules shipping now?
I don't know, but I haven't seen anyone build a Jules yet. Or at least, I mean, outside of I think some of the bigger streamers with protos a while back, maybe. But this is interesting. I wonder if this is a production Jules build stream. Looks like there's even potentially a giveaway on stream. I think we should raid Ruben.
Let's raid Ruben then. Let's
That
do
seems pretty
exactly
cool.
that.
All right, guys. So stick around for this raid. We do appreciate you sticking by for the show. Definitely let us know if you liked it or not. We definitely had fun doing it. So yeah, look below the stream. You can find links to our Discord and among other places, and come hang out with us. And shout out to my streams on Monday. Come by Monday, and I'll be doing some pretty cool stuff. Mental Health Monday. Take a nice, relaxed kind of mental health approach to some keyboards and keyboard builds. And we have a good time. It's been a great reception so far. So definitely come hang out. I'm not 100% on what I'm doing, just because some things might have changed. So I was originally planning on building my Heine TKL1, which I'm currently lubing switches for, and they will be done in time. So that is an option. However, in fact, potentially even right now at my door is sitting a package with a Baka Neko in it, which is a board I've been very much looking forward to checking out because it's incredibly inexpensive. So
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that. And I also just got in yesterday my Anubis switches, as well as some symmetrical springs. These were both suggested to me
Nice.
by Osiris of Mechs on Deck, and I gotta say, the 69-gram symmetrical springs in the Anubis switches are very good,
Yeah.
very good. And I'm stoked to as soon as I'm done lubing up some Gateron linears for my Heine TKL1, I'm going straight to these. I'm lubing these, and I'm finding a home for these because I
Where
am very excited to use these.
where did you get these springs from, Brian? Because they sound like something I need to try.
Yeah, 69-gram symmetrical springs. I got them from Kinetic Labs. They come in a couple different weights, I think. I got them in 58-gram and 69-gram. I'm using the 58-gram in my Milky Gaterons for my Heine TKL. So either way, I'm using symmetrical springs on Monday's stream. I'm just unsure of which board I'm going to be working with.
Interesting. I'm going to order some of these springs
Highly
to your
suggest-
house, Brian, if
they
that's
look-
okay, and then you can send it back with my board.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Look, hold on. Let me show you. Just if you haven't seen these before, it's actually quite interesting because they don't look like normal springs. Let me grab one out. So, as you can hopefully tell here, If I can get some focus, they're very very long. It's almost like two springs put together. So you kind of get this this space in the middle where like they kind of meet. Sorry for the autofocus. It's kind of bad, I know. But yeah, these are super duper long. My hands are huge, so if that gives you any indication. So very 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 long, incredibly long switch or spring rather. It's been really interesting when I was like lubing them and putting them in the switch because like they're literally like two switches tall basically, so they come out so freaking high when you lube them. But yeah, highly highly recommend those. Super duper awesome, loving them so far.
Nice.
Yeah. So shout outs to Osiris for recommending those springs because those are game changing, man. Basically, what it does is like it gives you like an extra snappy return without adding without having the additional weight, which is really really cool. So you get like that really snappy kind of precise and focused return,
Gotcha.
without having to have a like much heavier spring in there. It's a really interesting and unique feel. Um,
I'm really, really interested in these. I've literally just added some to my basket now, and I'm gonna
yeah, it's
check your
fine.
address and have
Yeah,
them sent to you.
send
Yeah,
them to me. I have a box right next to me with your stuff. It's going to be waiting to go out with you pretty soon.
sounds good.
Yeah, I'm still using your Dollinger, which I built on my last Mental Health Monday, which I've been freaking loving. Lube lavenders,
Nice.
GMK Bingsu on this just looks
Oh,
spectacular.
lavenders are so good.
Yes, and the 3 millimeter carbon or not carbon fiber, but polycarbonate plate 3 millimeter really really pog plays. It really really is.
I'm
It
excited
was
to get it back.
I struggled very hard building with this plate. This plate really gave me a lot of trouble, but once we got there, it was all worth it. Super hyped for Bingsu round 2. Heck yeah. Oh, anyways,
Yeah,
moving over to our raid. I got
yeah. Let's
sidetracked.
do the raid
I'm
before
so
it gets any later.
excited.
Yeah,
I'm so excited about these springs and these switches. I just like I can't
it's
even
good
think
to be
about anything
excited
else.
about things in the hobby, though. It's really
Yeah,
good.
no, it feels like I'm like finally able to be like really excited about the hobby again, and like it's been a while, admittedly. So yeah, feeling better lately, and the hobby I think is part of that. But I'm gonna go ahead and set up this raid for Ruben. We're gonna go over there. He's super nice, super wholesome, and he's working with the jewels, which we haven't really seen much of on streams before. So this is pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and start the raid
Yeah,
now. We're gonna head over there. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna say something wholesome, even if it quite literally is just something wholesome or a heart or something. Go show some love. Spread the love throughout the community, man. I've been trying to pop into like every streamer's chat I can lately and just try to spread some positivity and say some nice things because we all need a little pick me up sometimes, you know.
100%.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, you had as good a time as we did. And yeah, look forward to Monday's stream, 4 p.m. Pacific. And then again, of course, next Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, thank you all so much. Have a good time, guys.
Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.